Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? It is our final week in Higher Hills, and we have been plagued with problems on this map, although I believe it is mostly down to my mods folder. And I am just jumping around on my tractor here. So we've done some combining. There are a few issues with the map with like the boundaries to fields and stuff like that, but that's just minor details really, isn't it? The crashes that we're getting, I firmly believe, is down to my mods folder and not to the actual map. I haven't tried playing the map on its own, but I do know that some of you guys are actually playing this map because of my series and are doing it with relatively few mods, and I've not had any reports of any issues. So that's a good thing. It does mean this map is actually good. It's just the mods I've been trying to run. This week is completely different. We are going to do some completely game-breaking stuff. We are going to be looking at the huge, great big things that you would never normally get here. We're going to need more money, by the way. So if you have a look at the money in the top corner, you will see that I am using the money cheat to add a big pile of dough. Big pile of dough. Big pile of dosh. Masses of cash. There we go. 5.5 million should get us going for a little while. So today I am going to do a bit of combining, and to do that... Oh, by the way, the question for this week is the same question that I've been asking in Sandy Bay. When I start FS17 next week, do you want me to go into the game blind and show you my mistakes, or do you want me to play the game for a little bit first and learn any mistakes that might need to be made and then come to you afterwards? It's your vote, it's your game. Head to the comment section down below and let me know. Now, it is the same question that I've been asking in Sandy Bay. This is not a normal thing, but we are changing games, so things are a bit different. Now, I have been asked to use the CR.10 and do a bit of combining with it. So there is the CR.10, I'm getting 2 of them, and I'm going to get the Superflex Draper 45-foot header, and I'm going to get 2 of those as well. There we go, there's 1. Now, I was actually asked if I could use the Beast Pack in this map on Field 9 over there. We don't have Field 9 yet. Oh, there's something else that I want to get. A few people said that I need to have a decent-sized trailer to be able to empty out those 2 combines. So we've got 59,000 litre one there. That one's 47. That's 46. 900. I'm just wondering if I should go for a dolly trailer or not. Actually, I will. I'm going to go for the cramp. I'm trying to go for vanilla stuff this week, and I might use the Beast Pack in, or at least I'm going for vanilla stuff today. So we'll use the cramp there, and I need a dolly for that one. So we get that one there, and I need a tractor to pull it. We're not going to go for our usual tractors, no. Today we're using the Quadtrac. Right. We have a massive collection of oversized machinery right here that would not normally be used in this map. Brilliant. I love it. Right. Before I start up, I'm going to frequently stop and save just in case we get a crash. I've got a lot of... in order to make room for FS17 next week, I've got to do a lot of my recording all in one day this week. So I won't be able to reference any comments. But it also means that I don't have time for lots and lots of crashes, so I'm going to have to stop and save frequently just in case this map does decide to give up on us again. I will see you in just a second. Now let's see what this thing is like getting over to the field. Now I want to use 2 of them. I was thinking about doing that field down there. We'd have to go a bit. I want to do that little field up there. I don't know if we'll even be able to get 2 combines into that field, but it will certainly be interesting if we can. Oop. Just gone into the hedge there. I do want to try and keep it realistic if I can. So I'm going to back this one up here so that he's out the way a minute, and then I will skip out and come over to this next combine, and we'll use this one to get onto the first header. How I'm going to get this header out of here, I really don't know. We may have to break the game a little bit and go through the hedge, although I'd like to try and avoid doing that if I can, because that is a little too unrealistic. I want to use the big machinery, but I want to keep it as realistic as I can whilst using it, because just doing like completely daft things, we're going to have an episode where I'm doing something that's slightly daft, and I think you'll like it. I've had requests for it. I think you will enjoy what I do, but right, I don't want to turn too sharp because I don't want the tail of that header to swing round and smack into the other one. We've gone into the hedge a little bit. Overall, that's not too bad. I think that's okay, that is. So let's take this one on out, and I'll put the beacons going. Do we have a beacon on the trailer? No, we don't. Right, this header is actually a little more difficult to maneuver around than the ones that mount onto a trailer, the four-wheel trailer, because the trailer with the rear wheel steering assistance actually makes it a little bit more maneuverable. And I didn't actually realise this until recently. I had a couple of people suggesting to me I should use the trailer. It's actually back in Melbury Estate when we were playing that. Some people talking to me about the trailers and the rear wheel assistance and how much they help, because I'd not really used them very much. I hadn't tried getting them into any tight spots. So it was quite interesting to learn that when I did eventually do it. Now, down into the farm. This bit isn't going to be a problem. The problem is going to turn up when we try to get round that corner down there. Can we do it? I think if we had to get into that field, we would really genuinely struggle. I've just gone into the hedge a little bit, which I didn't want to do. But now I can't go too tight to one side because of the rear wheel steering on the combine and the fact that this header is going to swing quite a lot. So let's bring it round here, looking like this. And I'll come up there. So far, that's not looking too bad. Is it going to catch on the corner of the shed? No, it's not. I am amazed. Colour me amazed. Will you look at that? It actually got through. And round the next corner. This one shouldn't be a problem. The next problem we've got is getting into the field, because I can't put the header on outside the field, and putting the header on in the field does mean I'm going to flatten a lot of the crop. And because the field is so small, I'm going to end up flattening most of the crop just getting into the field. Again, a slight problem, but I'm sure we will overcome. Now, fortunately, we can drive on this field because we've already harvested it. And I will upload this map to FS UK in the save game section. The same as Sandy Bay. I will remove all machinery on the map just to make it a little bit easier for everybody involved. I'm going to come all the way up there like that, aren't I? So you'll be able to harvest that sugar beet yourself however you like, using whichever machine tickles your fancy. Now, I need to come forward a bit, back up, and get that header on. See, I've destroyed most of the crop in this field now. This is not a good way to go about things. Let's turn sharp. And I want to try and run 2 combines in here. The request was 2 CR.10's, like the time-lapse. So this is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to run 2 CR.10's like the time-lapse. There we go. There's that one on. And if I come down, I can put the PTO on the header. There we go. Lift that one up. And change to the header and fold it. There we go. Wheel comes up. Right, that one is ready. Go to here and unfold the combine. Opens up the roof. Folds right back, and the spout folds as well. Now if I back up a little bit and I start combining here, I'll combine a little bit around the gateway so that the next combine can come down. Then I'll stop. The next combine can then come down. Disable. Right, the straw swath is on. Start this bad boy up. Before we go any further, we need to set the header reel on the right place. We want it sort of up like that. I'd prefer it out a little bit. I don't want it too close to the header. So I would say that's actually a bit too high for this crop, I think. We want to be about here. Just down slightly there. That seems about right. Let's do a little bit. And if I go right over to the corner... Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's stop here and come back like this. We are going to have to do a bit of turning here, but I think we can live with just a little bit. I know we're not supposed to do a lot. But I come up there and just clean that bit back. Come back down again. Turn sharp. And Now I'll go down towards this corner. We'll clean this right down to that tree. And then I can turn the combine a bit and get it pointed in the other direction so that it is ready for the next bit. I want to come down there like that. Now I need to back up a bit. And I know I'm turning whilst the header is down on the ground, and that isn't really the best way to do this. Not with one of these combines. Certainly not in the UK. I know that you guys can over in the States. We have talked about this before. But here in the UK, it's not how you would want to approach it. Right. That, I think, is okay. So if I just shut the combine off a minute, I will save, and I'll go and get the other combine. We've already seen me moving it and manoeuvring it round, so I'll get the other combine over in this field, ready to go. Right, I've got the second combine here, and I'm going to engage the auto combine on this one, the hired help. And then we're going to switch over to the next one and engage it on that one, just so that we can make sure it's all working. Is that in the right place? Yes. Right, he's stopped. Wrong way. I am going to tab between machines now, just to try and speed things up a little bit. So I want to make sure that that one is right. That's got to be that way round. That's right there. So he can start up as well. And they should now both operate in the field. Perfect. Ha-ha! This is superb. We've got two CR.10's working in higher hills. How fantastic is that? That is brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. Two CR.10's working in higher hills. I don't think we're even going to fill the grain tanks on these combines. I think we're going to do once around the field, and that is going to be about it. Now, is it going to allow it to turn? You stop there. You can't go any further. It's a little it's a little bit crowded here. Just a smidgen. Let's go this way and take a look at this one a minute. Oh, this... oh, I'm loving this. Right, he's going to turn round. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have room to do very much here, to be honest. He can come round the corner, and then that one is going to have to, once again, stop and back round. We've got a field there that we don't own, and then we have another field over there that we don't own. We'll do a little bit, I think, with the beast pack over there, but I'd like to also try the CR.10 with the corn header, maybe in that field there. Maybe if we buy a couple corn headers. Now, can I get past this tree down here, or do I need to take over and give it a bit of help? Alright, so far, everything seems to be going okay. We're going to get the Case tractor in a little while, and we're going to get that big trailer on it. And we're going to bring that one up here as well. Is he going to get past the tree? Yes, he is. Look at that. He's going right through the hedge. The hired help is not coping well with that sharp turn there. But he did get round eventually. He's still combining the hedgerow at the moment, which is not the best way to approach things. And now I'm curious, this great big mess that we've got over here, what is it going to do? Because we will bail up this field. I'm going to do... Tomorrow we're going to use the beast pack in this field. Now what's he going to do? He's going to turn. How's he going to do it? So yeah, we're going to use the beast pack. Tomorrow we're going to use the Crone Big X and the trailer and everything that goes with it. And we're going to buy field 9 over there, and we're going to do that field. Or really, we will at least start. We'll use the case and the trailer that it's got to pull our silage and bring it back over here. I don't know how many trailerfuls we're going to get done. Probably only a couple trailerfuls. But we will at least have a go at it. The big set that I had just recently on my last episode of the time-lapse, you know, the great big Crone trailers. Actually, you know what? I might use one of those for doing the silage. We can pull it with the case, with the Quadtrac. And that, because it's a longer trailer than the cramp one, so it'll be a bit more difficult to get it in round the corner on the farm down there. That could prove quite entertaining. Now, I can get round that corner. How much more am I going to be able to do in this field before we have to stop? I think we will park the combines down in the field down there where the baler is at the moment. He's stopping now. Do I need to help him? I wanted to try and let the auto combine do this field so that we can see how well he performs for the whole thing. That one's going to go up there. I mean, ideally, that one now just wants to turn round and do out that last tiny little stripe. Is he going to do that, or is he going to try and go across the end first? Could be interesting. I'll line both of these up in this field, and then we'll bring the trailer down, and we'll unload both of them straight into it. Right, you can stop now. If we stop that one, and I bring him over here, I'll put out the arm. Oh, he is going round. He's doing it in one go. So this one will stop right here like this. And this one now, is he going to get the whole thing in one go? Just look at that. So we got 31% in this combine. And the other one, not much more. What was the other one? Let me just take a quick look. That one's at 47% and this one's at 31%. We've not got it. We don't even have 10 tons of grain out of here. So we bought 2 CR.10's and 2 Draper headers. Total cost of which was about 1.5 million, I think. Let's just take a quick look. The CR.10 is 430,000, and the header that we bought is another 79, so that's 509,000. Which means that for just these 2 combines, we spent £1,018,000. £1,018,000 plus another £500,000 at least for the tractor up there. All of that was for 10 tons of wheat. All of those of you who said I should be using a CR10 in here, did you really think it through? I mean, did you really put down a cost analysis before we started this to make sure that it was actually going to be worth it? Because I'm not sure that you did. Either that or you get very, very good prices for grain where you live. It's one or the other. Right, I'm going to go and get the tractor a minute. And here we have a Case Quadtrac. I think it's the 620, is it? Yes, the Quadtrac 620 and the Cramp trailer, the Cramp, I can't remember what sort it is now. Let's take a look at this one again. It's a Cramp Bandit, the Cramp Bandit SB. I'm terrible driving here. I'm trying to drive sideways on for a bit. Let's turn on the beacons, straighten up a little bit. Actually, let's do this little bit in cab until we get down to the bottom of the hill. Something I've never liked about this Quadtrac is the very poor visibility you've got in cab. You look out the front, you've hardly got any visibility at all. When you look at the T9, you can see really well out through that one. It does make quite a big difference, the size of the window on front of the cab. Now I'm going to zoom right out as far as I can, because I want to see how this copes with getting around these corners. Too well. Right. And we are nearly out of time, so we will have time to offload the 10 tons of grain that we got from our 2 CR10s. So £1.5 million we've spent on all of this machinery to harvest that field, and we've got 10 tons of wheat. So we will see just how profitable an enterprise this is going to be. I'll come round here. Still got my beacons flashing away. There we go. And I have mentioned this before, I'm going to say it again. It's so much easier driving these articulated machines when you've got a gaming steering wheel. When you don't, these machines are just awful. I absolutely hate driving these things when you don't have a gaming wheel. It is just a terrible experience. So, I don't know if I'm going to get into that field just up there with the corn headers on. I'm not sure about that. I will tomorrow have a go with the beta pack over there, and we'll use this tractor, but I'm going to get a different trailer. I'll get the Crone trailer that I used in the time lapse because it's a slightly bigger one. Actually, I could do the. You know, I had 2 of them, didn't I, on a lorry. I could do something similar. I could try and turn it into a road train and put 2 trailers, one behind the other. How I'm going to tip them or anything like that, I have got no idea. But it could be interesting trying to manoeuvre that lot round the yard. I did say we were going big. I said we were going to go as big as we could. That's what I will do. I will get all of that set up. So the gear that I had in the time lapse, we're going to bring it here. We're going to bring all of that here to higher hills and see how it works out. I'm guessing we might get a little teensy bit stuck with that lot. We'll have to see. I won't do much in-cab driving when I'm doing all of that. I'll do mostly out of cab so that we can see what the machinery is like as it gets hopelessly stuck all over the map. And then the final episode, I will go back to the small baler and I will go and bale up the field that we have just combined. And I'm going to make a slight adjustment to the bale density. I feel the bales are a little bit too heavy. There's a bit too much going into each bale, so I'm going to make just a minute little adjustment. And then we'll see how that works out. Okay? So let's just go and see how much of our £1.5 million that we spent in order to harvest this fraction of a trailer load, 19% of this trailer load. And that is my timer to say that I have run out of time. My question for this week: when I start FS17 next week, do you want me to go in blind and not knowing anything at all and film it all as I go, or do you want me to play the game a little bit first off camera, learn about the various differences and so on, and then bring that back to you and sort of teach you as I go? So do you want me to know a bit about it when I go into it, or do you want me to just go in blind when I start recording? It's your vote, it's your game. Head to the comment section down below and let me know what you want. Now then, £1.5 million is what we need to recoup the cost of the tractor and trailer plus the 2 combines that we got over there. How much are we going to get for 11 tons of grain? 7,333. Right. Okay. Those of you who suggested that this would be a really good idea, I would suggest to you that you take another look at your accounts. There may be a slight problem there somewhere. Anyway, so I'm going to get everything set up for tomorrow's episode, and I need to move the combines out of that field down there, but I don't think we're going to have time to get into corn with them. But I will get rid of this trailer and I will change it over so that we've got a proper road train going on. That's about it. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye and see you later.